I got this bike here with Rock Shox Jett C shocks on the front here, and I'm going to show you how to take them apart, clean them, lube them, and put them all back together. I'm going to start off by taking off the wheel, and let's just engage that. Pop this off. Then go ahead and remove the brakes. Pull that off. Now, using a 22mm socket, I'm going to go ahead and pull these little caps off the top here. Like that. And there's another one. Now I can go ahead and compress the forks and then pull the elastomers out. They actually look like they're in pretty good shape. Okay, now I need to go down, way down in there, probably about that far. There's a 6mm hex bolt down there. So I have a long extended hex socket here with a, I don't know, it's about a 10-inch extension. So, and there's like a washer or something here. I have to go through that hole first. Find that hole. And it goes down farther, and then I can engage that bolt down there. Got my ratchet wrench here, and this is likely to be very tight, and I might need a breaker bar. So I'm going to put a 2x4 through here to kind of hold this as I go ahead and put pressure on this. And, oh, I don't need my breaker bar. So go ahead and loosen that. These can sometimes be extremely tight. Go the other side here. There. Get this. And so let me see, let me go ahead, hold that up. And I don't need the breaker bar for that side either. Cool. And loosen that. Now once I have those two bolts loosened down there, I should be able to pull these lowers off. Like that. Now I can get these bolts out here by just using like a coat hanger and pushing those up and out like this. It up and out like this. And so I got these, and be careful, there's like a little plastic little washer at the top here, so you don't want to lose that. Here's the parts from inside the fork, the boots. What I want to do is clean these using a degreaser. So I've got like a pan here, and I'll set these in here. Then I'll just use a degreaser. I got this at a dollar store. Just spray the parts. And wipe them down. Try to get all that old grease off of there, and make sure you dry them thoroughly. I'm going to use the citrus degreaser here to go ahead and clean the upper tubes. Get these all nice and clean. Get all the old sticky oil and grease off of there. And then I have the lowers here, and you want to be careful because they contain oil, so you want to pour out the old oil and let it drain out. That. Now you want to clean out the inside of the lowers. Take an old piece of rag. This is like an old piece of t-shirt. Take like a socket extension here. Just wrap this around there, and you can go ahead and insert this down in there and kind of clean out the insides of the lowers like that. Next we want to apply some Judy butter. This is from Rock Shox. This is specially designed for fork shocks. We want to apply the fork butter to the upper bushings and seals. So if you look in here, that little metal bushing right up there, we want to apply some Judy butter to that. And then we also want to fill inside this little rubber seal here with some Judy butter there on both sides. So just take the Judy butter, just a little bit on your finger here because we can reach the upper bushing with that, and just rub it around there with that. And go ahead and put some Judy butter around the inside of this rubber seal here. And do that on both sides. Like that. Next, we want to refill lowers with oil. Use Rock Shox suspension fluid, 15 weight. I have a small bottle here, and we need 10 cc's in each lower tube. That's about 2 teaspoons in each fork tube. And the little this won't quite fit in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the half teaspoon. Scoop up a little bit. Pour it in. Two, three, four. So there's about 2 teaspoons on that side. If you have like a little syringe, you can use that. I don't have one. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. And keep these tilted up so the oil doesn't just spill right back out. Next, we want to apply some thread locker blue to the plunger bolts here. Just go ahead and put a little bit on each bolt and then let that dry. Okay, now I'm ready to start putting this thing back together. I'm going to take the fork boots here, and I'm going to take the narrow end that goes on first. Just go ahead and slide this up the tubes here. go. Like that. And just like that. Now I'm going to take the lowers and I'm going to slide these up, and I want to make sure I have the brace facing forward. There's where the brake mounts on there. And just slide these up. And there, and you might have to guide it because there's the upper bushings and then the lower bushings. So you want to make sure that they get on there over the lower bushings. Slide that up. Now I'm going to take these plungers here and slide these down. Okay, now using my 3/8 inch extension and my 6mm long hex socket, slide this down through there. I'm going to have to find the hole there, get that down there. Then there's a rubber seal above the screw, so I'm going to have to push this down through there. And then get this locked in with the bolt, and then tighten the bolt down there. And I'm just going to tighten this by hand to begin with. Do the other side here. And the hole there, push this down a little bit. Get engaged with the bolt. And then tighten this. Like that. I'm going to use my ratchet wrench to snug these down to begin with here. You see here. And then when it's snug, I'll switch over to my my torque wrench and torque this down to 80 inch-pounds. Right about there. Let's do the other side. Snug it down with my ratchet wrench, and then torque it down to about 80 inch-pounds. Right about there. Now we want to go ahead and put a thin coating of Judy butter on the elastomers and also these parts up here that slide up and down. So just like this, rub around, and around here, and around here. Basically, these parts are going to be sliding through the inner tube. And like this. And just around here like this. Like that. And then this just fits like right on there like that. We go ahead and slide these down into the tubes here. Like this. Take these little top caps and screw these on by hand to begin with. You want to make sure they don't get cross-threaded. And you might have to push them down a little bit in order to get the threads to engage. There we go. And here's this one. I'm going to take my 22mm socket here, put this on here, and then use this to just go ahead and tighten these down. And they're plastic parts, so you don't need to tighten them overly tight, or otherwise you'll just strip out the threads. Just basically snug them up. Like that. Now I'd need to reinstall the brakes. So I just slide this onto a little pivot post there, engage the little pin back there. Start the bolt, and then tighten this in. Take the other brake and slide this on the pivot point there. Make sure I get that little pin engaged in the hole there. There we go. Insert the screw here, get that started. Tighten this. Remount the wheel. Re-engage the brake. Reattach the fork boots to the lowers. They just kind of snap right down like that. Like that. The shocks are all nice and freshly overhauled, moving nice and smoothly, and that's how you do it. Hope that helps.